welcome very much to the 2017 Sullivan's Project Superbash Special Part 5. This will probably be the last one before next week's event. We were going to go to Phoenix and have an event up there, kind of a meet and greet with as many of the politicians in state government and some of the federal offices that we could possibly talk into coming up there for a meet and greet. And this was all going to be a fundraiser and kind of an advertising for the event that Evelynn Garcia is going to hold on the 22nd in Reed Park on the southwest corner at 8 a.m. in the morning through about noon. They're really trying to raise money this year. This is really important to do it this year because of one of Team Jazz, Chris, actually Jasmine, is in hospice this year. And so this isn't just to take care of the medical care of those who suffer from Huntington's disease, but it's also to help their families out, because their families actually, like I said before, take it a lot worse than the actual patients do. It's just such a financial burden, and so they need your help throughout the year. So anything you can give for this year's effort will be certainly appreciated. One of the downsides to Car Canyon and using that with this camera B until I get my camera A back up is that it's really windy, and this camera really does bad with wind. So that kind of really ruined what I was trying to say during this month's mid-month review for the month of September 2017, and the month is almost over. I think today is the 30th, maybe the 29th. Yeah, I think it's the 30th. What I said was Hurricane Harvey was terrible. Hurricane that hit Florida was even worse as far as widespread damage. Puerto Rico's pretty much been destroyed. It's like an H-bomb had gone over the place. From what I hear, the damage is more widespread than even it was in Homestead, and certainly even worse than Hiroshima and maybe Nagasaki as far as the amount of widespread damage. So it's not that they can't get relief there; it's they can't get it from the staging areas in the country out to the people, because all the roads are gone, just like the one up here is apparently. The bridges are gone, the power lines are down. The whole place just been totally taken back to the 1600s. So welcome to the Dark Ages, I guess. So they're gonna have to rebuild that place from scratch. But my point is this: they will rebuild. It'll take a while. It'll be very difficult. It may get worse before it gets better, but they will rebuild. The thing with Huntington's disease is it'll be a miracle if they could just stop it in its tracks. It's a progressively worse disease, so it's always fatal at this point. Chris and Jazz lost their father about 3 years ago, I guess now. From Huntington's disease. It is generational. It's about a 50-50 chance, from what I hear, that you could pass it on and start having kids before you even realize you have these symptoms. And all of a sudden, sure enough, you have Huntington's disease. This May, the Pope actually did something very special. He brought in about 200 people from all around the world. I saw a lot from Venezuela, Argentina, Latin America, from Mexico, United States, Britain, Scotland, you name it. He brought in Huntington's disease patients and their families, and he gave voice to what was formerly just a forgotten disease. Every year we have the Ice Bucket Challenge. We have the all the different charities that you have, the breast cancer awareness, Ice Bucket Challenge for ALS, that kind of thing. They're all very, very quality things worth donating to. But I would just consider you to take some percentage of your charity this year. And I always give mine. I don't claim tax deductions on them. I give it as true charity. I don't want the government to have to front when I'm giving to them. All the charity I give is 100% from the heart, from the wallet. I don't give that much. I only gave $300 this year. I talked Navy Federal Credit Union into throwing in another $75. So I guess coming from me to Evelynn's team this year will only be less than $400. Somebody has already given $1,000. They're trying to raise about, I guess, $20,000 or so this year. They normally come pretty close. Every year it seems they do better and better. This year is more important than ever, like I said, because this year we have Jazz in hospice, and that really does put financial strain on this Moore family of kids, Jazz and Chris, more than normal. So I really want to just invite you to be generous. Try to be joyful in your giving. Like I said last year, every time I've seen Jazz, she's just been so full of joy and enthusiasm. She always waves and just really enjoying life. She's aware of what's going on with her, but she's not down about it. She is getting worse from the pictures I've seen, but still, that spark is still there, and she so inspires me, somebody who had cancer last year with a very, very questionable chance of even being alive today. And like I said before, I think the times I had near-death experiences in the ER or in ICU, I should say, it was always her face that I saw, that smiling face, the waving hands. So please, just as a personal favor, do me a favor and at least check it out. I will link the charity page below. Now next Saturday night at 5:30, I'm sorry, the doors will open at Keno Park. It's the stadium down by Keno Hospital, off of Ajo, I guess. And please, 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 all the baseball teams are coming in for like their World Series up here in the United States in Tucson. And on Saturday night, they're going to have a 50-50 raffle. Really good prices. I think it's $10 to get in, and I think you can get $6 admission to Evelynn's event if you go in advance. I would just say just show up and give her $20, $30, wherever you can that day. Buy some raffle tickets. It's 50-50, so you can walk out. If I win, I'm giving it all to her, but if you can actually win some money off this thing, so go ahead and check it out. Be a gambler. What else is there? Yeah, we really just want you to come out next Saturday night on the 7th. I was going to have something up in Phoenix that day, but we decided she was willing to go, but she just has such a busy schedule as this event on the 22nd approaches. I really didn't want to take away her valuable time in planning her big event on the 22nd. That's going to be the closer for this year. You can keep giving. The Sullivan Bash always officially ends on Christmas Eve, but I always close it down early on the end of October. This year it'll be the 22nd in Reed Park. It is a Sunday. You can still make it to church. It doesn't matter. You're going to get a shirt there if you give her $20. You're going to hang out with some really cool people, and you can see for your own self just what I'm talking about when I say, in my view, this is not a genetic defect. It's always described by even the doctors in the Huntington's Disease Society of America as a genetic defect. Nobody ever says that about the four-leaf clover. They're seen as signs of good luck. And I really look at Huntington's disease patients the same way. They're not genetic defects. They're like four-leaf clovers. And once you meet these kids in person and hang with them for a while, you'll see what I'm talking about. So once again, next Saturday, October 7th, be at Reed Park. Be at Keno Stadium. With all the teams coming in from Mexico, and I even have some of my Facebook friends from Mexico coming up for this. Be there and have a good time. I know this event so well because 3 years ago when I lived in Marana, I filmed a similar event where they had the AAA teams here, and Evelynn got in there, did her raffle at the stadium when those teams were there. I got some great film of some great games. Left the camera in the backseat of my car in Miranda that night, and sure enough, it got stolen. And I told the police on the police report, I said, I'm not mad about the freaking camera. It's like $500 camera, big deal. But at the SD cards, man, you just can't replace those. So I'm like, why did I even leave that camera in there? So I have a habit since then. As soon as I get home, I take the camera in, download the contents of the SD card to my computer, back that up into an external hard drive, and I never lose stuff again. I think I'm on my 4th full external drive now, and this one is 6 terabytes. So yeah, I pack them full. Whoever inherits my stuff after I'm gone, it's going to have a whole lot to go through. Anyways, please be there on October 7th. It's a Saturday, 5:30 p.m., Keno Park. And on the 22nd, Reed Park, southwest corner. And I'm really doing my level best to get Dan Morris to get a film crew down there at some point to interview Evelynn. I've interviewed her almost every year due to her gracious charity and being willing to have Sullivan's Projects interview her, but she's really made for TV. Once you get to interview her and see how eloquent she is in describing Huntington's disease better than I am, and showing how well that the money is spent throughout the year and spread out and effectively invested in things that really help. You'll see what I mean, that you have to really get into investing in this. So, I'm looking south, you're looking north. That's my beautiful hometown of Sierra Vista, and we will see you guys next Saturday. God bless.